So I hope I can make this a quick video. Just checking out my hydroponic pepper plants. I wanted to do a video of me replenishing the food. Um, but wait a minute. First of all, these pepper plants have been in this tote since I think May 11th. And I think today is somewhere around June the 15th, I believe. So just over 30 days. So anyway, I was going to shoot a video on how I replenish the food and how easy it is. But I came in, I checked. Let me look in here. And as you can see, hell, I don't need any damn food. I still have plenty, but I guess I could top it off. I don't know. I don't need to. But for the sake of the video, I guess I'll top it off. You can see all those flowers in there. That's where all the peppers are going to be. Maybe another week or so, they'll start to develop. There are 3 here. The one over there you can't even see. I think I'm going to take that one on the end over there out and put it in its own tote. We also have two other extremely hot peppers here. Look like they're just taking hold. And again, them roots are looking so good. Man, looks so nice. And let's see here. There's flowers on these as well. Oh, sorry about that. Let me see. So give me a second here. Let me work my way around here. And we're going to mix up some nutrients here. Give me a second. I don't want to drop the phone. Here we go. So let's mix up some nutrients. I don't need any, but I just want to shoot this video for you guys really quick. Show you how simple and easy this is. This is the best I'm going to do there. Make sure I left the strainer here. Left the strainer here to remind you guys. I use rainwater. Rainwater is best for hydroponics, period, hands down. However, when you collect rainwater, you make sure you strain it out with a fine strainer. Make sure there's no fly or mosquito larvae in the water, especially if you're gonna take it in the house, because the insects will breed in the water and they'll end up in your house. So this is outside, so I don't need to do this. I just want to remind you guys to do that. I do it. I just make sure I do it anyway, because I never know when I'm mixing food if that food is going to be end up used in the house. So strain it out, and I didn't bring a mixer, so I'm going to use the strainer to mix it with. So as you can see here, I have 3. You can buy 2-part hydroponic nutrients, or you can buy 3-part. The 2-part is newer stuff. I've always used 3-part. Gives me a little bit more control. I'll explain why in a second. So I use 3-part nutrient lines or whatever. When I say 3-part, you'll always get in 3-part, meaning you'll get one. You'll buy 3 different bottles basically. One will say micro. That's the first one, and I'll tell you why it's first in a minute. Micro is the first one, then grow, and then bloom. So you're gonna mix the 3 in the water, not together ever. Always micro in the water first, and then grow and bloom in that order. Otherwise, just do that. You'll lock nutrients out. So don't add these 2, either one of these first. Always micro first. Anyway, so again, I have a micro, grow, and bloom, and pretty much across the board, you'll always know which is which, because they're always normally always be color coded this way. The micro always have this purplish color, micronutrients. Your grow nutrients will always have this green color, and then your bloom nutrients will always have this red color. And even on the bottles that you buy, it'll normally, if you buy grow, it'll have green on it, like green leaves or something. It'll be green on the front of it. And then if you buy bloom, it'll normally have flowers, something blooming on the front of it. Just so you know. That way you can easily tell. You can tell by the color of the nutrients inside the bottle, or on the outside of the bottle, it'll also have something that'll refer to what you're working with. Anyway, let's get to it. So I have plants over here. They're outside. So I want to decide what strength nutrients I want to mix up. Basically, since it's deep water culture, the roots are always going to be in the water. It doesn't have to be that strong because it's not going to be like other systems like ebb and flow or flood and drain or drip. I don't know about maybe aeroponic systems or NFT systems where they get watered on time intervals. These plants, the roots will always be in the oxygenated water below with the nutrients in it. So the food doesn't have to be as strong. Okay, so starting out, anytime I start on my hydroponics, I usually start it out with 600 parts per million. I'll explain that in 1 second. Let me say this as well. If you're growing indoors or your lights are not that strong, you know, using like, I don't know, LED tube lights or something like that, some T12s or T8s. Um, you have to feed your plants uh, in balance with how much light they're getting. So the more light they get, the more food they get, obviously. And the older they get, the more food they get. So the two things. So I started these plants out with 600 parts per million uh, back on May the 11th. And again, I'll show you what that means in just 1 second here. And since they had 600 parts per million, which is 200 parts, 200 parts, 200 parts, I think they're ready. They're still pretty green. I don't really think I need to increase it that much. So I'm only going to go to 750 parts per million. And what I mean by that is you can look at parts per million, which will be measured by this device here, total dissolved salts or total dissolved solids. What this meter is going to do is going to break every drop of water down into a million parts. You can look at it like 100%. You know, this is going to break it down into a million percent. And when I dip this in the water, it's going to tell me how many percent out of a million that something other than water. If it's all 100% pure water, this will read all zeros. But you have stuff in the air and things like that, so it'll probably read 15 parts per million with rainwater, so on and so forth. So since I know I want my nutrients to be 750 parts per million, I want 250, 250, and 250. I want 250 of each of these three nutrients. I could go 600 if I wanted, um, but I'm gonna go. I guess I'll go 600 parts per million. But and as the plants get bigger, if they start to lighten up, I could increase it, you know, to whatever I need to increase it to, so on and so forth. Um, but it's that simple. I don't have to pH the water because it's rainwater and it's already pH stable and perfect. If it was tap water or any other water, I would pH it to somewhere around between 5.8 and 6.2. And that would be a different meter. It wouldn't be this meter. It would be a pH meter, and this is a TDS meter. And some countries they use the EC meter instead of a TDS meter, by the way. So let's mix this stuff up and show you how easy and simple it is. You know, I'll talk about this stuff in a minute. So here we go. I don't need, this is not a lot anyway. I don't need that much. So let's see here. Oh, let's see what the water is by itself. It should be, let's test it real quick. I gotta hurry up with this video before it cuts off. Okay. Turning my meter on. Reading 0. Stick it in the water. The water itself is reading 16 parts per million. 16 parts per million. So like I said, I'm gonna go to 250. So I have to be careful because this is a small amount. See if that's enough to get to 250. Mix it with the strainer. Let's see where we're at. Someone said 65. Do not mess this up. Don't have all varying numbers. I'll talk about that later. If I can get to 250 without going over. I mean, you can go over 5 or 10, but I'm talking about don't go to 300, 350, all that kind of stuff. So let me check it again. Reading 127. Easing up on it. Don't want to go over. Hopefully I have enough space on my camera to get this 200. I'll go to 600 because that's what's in there. And I'm short for time. Let's see here. So that's 200 of this. Let's look at it. I'll show you. Hopefully you guys can see it. 194, 196. Mix it around. It was 200 before. Okay, that's 200. I got my micro in. Micro always goes first. I don't care what you use, where you buy it, whatever. So I know that this will this is usually not as concentrated as the micro. So you'll have to use a little bit more of this. No, I don't care what brand you buy. I'm at 370, 390. I'm going to 400. Since I'm only going 600. Let's see where we're at. I'll show you. 417. That's cool. That's cool. That's all right. Like I said, as long as you don't get out of hand. And they always dilute the bloom way down. That's why it's in the bigger thing here. Bloom. I say I'm going to 600 with the bloom. Bloom is the only one you could kind of go over a little bit with without, you could be a little more. The micro is the one that you really want to be, focused on that. Let's see where we're at. We're going for 600. I'm at 547. A couple more drops here. Let's see. Let's see where we're at. Let's around again. Let's drop a little bit more. Let's see, I'm at like 575 before. Let me see if I'm at 600. Let me see if I can show you guys. So we're at 591, 593. I'm gonna leave it right there, and that's it. That's it. Now watch this. So everybody thinks there's some major secrets and all this stuff. I don't have secrets. I don't have to keep secrets. Anything I'm doing it to show you guys. I'm definitely not trying to show off because, I only got a couple plants. I don't know how that's showing off. So let's see how I'm gonna do this. I don't know how I can hold this camera. Let me do it like this. Hold on.